Hi guys, welcome to day 2 of the Overland track. This is the hike from Waterfall Valley to Lake Windemere. This is our third video in the series. Check out video 1 and 2 and please like and subscribe to our channel if you can. So today was very windy, very cold, very wet day. We started with rain and some impressive wind, and most of the hike was like this. As you watch, you'll see that there wasn't that many views, and particularly over the moors it was just mist and wind and rain. The day is only a short hike at 7.6 k's and 182 meters elevation. We didn't know for sure if Lake Windemere Hut had been updated, as the National Parks book said it hadn't, and we wanted to get to the hut so we could secure a bed as the weather was so poor. And so Sophie took the lead and forged ahead in the less than ideal weather and set our cracking pace for the day. So throughout the day there were a lot of creeks flowing over and down the track. It was really wet sort of from every angle, and there were waterfalls in the distance from all the rain. We did come to some really beautiful sections of forest with pines and fagus and pandani. They're the tall pineapple like bushes that you see. They're only found in, I think, Tasmanian sort of subalpine areas. And then after the forest, which was beautiful, you can see that sort of right here, we went up over the button grass moors, so really exposed, no big trees or anything, and it was just blasting with wind. Our backpacks were sort of acting like sails, and Corinne eventually got blown off the boardwalk. I heard this little yelp and turned around and she was on her back in the bushes, so we pulled her out and she was fine. But yeah, pretty windy. So we eventually made it to the hut by 10:30 a.m. and found one other group already there. They were a group of 3 women from our hut the night before, and they were going straight on to Pelion Hut, which made sense. It was pretty early, but it made that day for them 24 kilometres, which is pretty. It's a pretty big day, and it involves sort of pretty poor weather. So So guys, I wanted to talk a little bit about the training we did for this walk. We really like hiking, but it's not always easy to do, especially depending on where you live. Like, we're from Queensland, and it's pretty hard to do hiking for a lot of the year in Queensland because it's so hot and sweaty, and it's just not that pleasant. But we lived in Tasmania in our caravan for 7 months before we did this walk, and so we were able to do lots of hiking, and I suppose you want to get pretty strong legs. Like, you want to get legs that can carry a 20 kilo pack, and you want to get legs that can go uphill. So elevation's really hard. Doing a flat walk sort of very easy. until you get to maybe 10-15 k's, and then it starts to get a bit tiring. But the slightest bit of elevation is hard, and then with a big pack on it's really hard. So we started off early on just doing like walks up 1100, 1200 meter mountains or hills. So there's lots of those in Tassie, and we did things like Collins Bonnet and Collins Cap and Mount Wellington and Trestle Mountain and Harts Peak, stuff like that. And if you can get in a really big steep hike, not only is it good for your cardio fitness, but it's also just good for your muscles. So by the time we started training with our packs on, we'd done a lot of sort of 1,000-meter elevation hikes, which really helped, and it makes the walk a lot more enjoyable. So then towards closer to the hike, we got our packs and we filled them up. So we filled them up with all our hiking gear, except for our food really, and then we just put extra water in them. So we filled them up to about 18-20 kilos, because that's what we thought our packs would weigh, and we were pretty correct. Like Corinne's was 19 and mine was 24. I had a lot of camera gear like batteries and GoPros and things, and so every morning we walk our dog, and we had our packs on, so we did about a 3k walk in the morning, and then in the afternoon we did a walk by ourselves with our packs on again, and that was an uphill walk of about 3k's too, and we sort of tried to do it fairly vigorously or fast. And by the time we got to April, when we did the hike, we were feeling pretty good. Like we could walk with our big packs on and not feel really sore in the hips or sore in the calf muscles or sore in the feet, which was a good start. And we hadn't done any big hikes like 10-15 k's with the big packs on, but we certainly felt a lot fitter than we had 7 months ago. And another thing you can do is just gym work, like squats or lunges, or just work on your quads and your hammies and your calves, because it's certainly going to help. What you don't want to do, I think, is come and do the Overland as your first overnight hike. We were talking to a fellow, and he was saying he meets a lot of people doing the track, and a lot of them turn up to the Overland track as their first multi-day hike, or their first overnight hike. And it's a big hard hike. Like it's probably not one to start on. I think I would start with just a one-day hike or a one-night hike, and you sort of got to work up to having that much weight, because even if you're young, like we're in our 40s, even if you're in your 20s, you're still going to find it, I think, difficult. Like it's just not something you do on a day-to-day basis if you're not an experienced hiker. So yeah, we felt really good this time, a lot better than we did when we did it in 2016, because we did about 2 hours of training for that, and we found it really difficult. So yeah, definitely recommend some training and getting used to having a big pack and wearing all your gear, and you'll enjoy the hike a lot more. So guys, one of the things you might see while you're on the walk, you're doing the walk like we did, is you come across like the Tasmanian Walking Company hikers. So you can actually do the track in I suppose, a paid version of the track. Like that costs, I think it costs about $4,500. They've got their own private huts. They stay in different spots completely, and they have guides, and they've got yummy food and wine provided. So um, you come across the guides. The guides are really nice. We met a fellow called Sam. He was a legend, and we saw the other groups. They carry relatively small packs, and I don't think they have to carry like their bedding and food. So it's a bit more civilized, but I suppose it's not as much of a challenge. So if you think you can't do the track, I suppose, with that much gear, or you don't want to carry that much gear, and you want to get to a beautiful hut and meal and drinks at night, then yeah, you can go with the Tasmanian Walking Company. And I think for us it's about $250 or $280 or something, and then for those guys, yeah, $4,500. So it's a very different price point, but certainly it would be very pleasant to come to a hut, to a warm real food and alcohol. So yeah, that's another option if you're into that sort of thing. So guys, we're coming to Lake Windemere here in the video. This part of the walk is pretty beautiful, and we're pretty excited because we're just on the boardwalk and we know the hut's coming up and you're looking at this amazing lake. When we got to the hut, we got our cozy gear on and we had some soup and some scroggin and some nibbles and just appreciated being out of the crazy weather, I suppose. And then eventually everyone started turning up. The boys went for a swim in the lake, so mid-afternoon, I think 3 or 4 o'clock, the weather was looking a tiny bit better. We walked down to the beach. There's this little sort of bricked or concrete sort of beach area where you can enter the lake quite easily. So Corinne and Carmen and I walked down to the beach and we went for a swim and a bit of a bath. When we got there, the boys were sort of having some sort of disco party and they cheered us on and watched us get in our undies and togs and stuff, which was great. And it was freezing. Like it's I don't know what temperature it is. It always sort of feels colder than it is, but it really it sort of really stung, and we were all zinging for about 2 hours afterwards. And we ran back to the hut and got back into our cozy gear. It was Anzac Day on this day, so if you're into Anzac Day, the boys, Mark from the Wizards of Wanda, he was very organised and he brought a 2-up paddle with some pennies, and he brought a bunch of $5 and $10 notes, and he actually just handed them out to everyone at night, asked everyone if they wanted to play, and most of the people played. And yeah, we had a great time. Like we had the lights down low, and most people had a little bit of whiskey or something, and we were flipping the coins and all learning how to play 2-up for those that hadn't played it before. And yeah, it was awesome. Like Mark and his friends did such a good job, and at the end Mark sort of told everyone to keep the money, but we all gave it back to Mark, and he was going to donate it, I think, to the national parks, which was pretty nice. But yeah, it was a great night. So that's us coming up to the hut now. It's beautiful again, like the other newly built huts. Just amazing. They've done such a good job. That's the end of day 2. So Waterfall Valley to Lake Windemere. Tomorrow is Windemere to Pelion, so that's a bit of a bigger day. And amazingly, we started to get some good weather on day 3, which was so exciting. And it certainly enabled for Corinne to start taking a lot more photos, which is cool for various reasons. So I'll leave you with a bit of a tour of the hut and a few pics of the night, and I'll see you for the next video of Windemere to Pelion. Yeah, and the weather improves from here on in, and it becomes even better. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe if you can. It really helps our YouTube channel. Cheers.
No, let's just go on one of those. I reckon we go on one of these. Well, what do you reckon? Do you reckon they're 8? 8 pickles. This one's got funny. Oh no, the other one out there. Yeah, let's do one of these.